Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine evening? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well as well. Ooh, there goes my mic. And today we're going to look at building a section using Gutenberg, and this will be the core Gutenberg core. Last live stream we looked at the recommended things that a page builder needs, and today then we tried out to build something, but we didn't get there. And today I just wanted to try out using Gutenberg to build out something for ourselves. Let's see if everything is working as expected. Let me know in the chats if you are here, and if you're not here, I'm just going to listen to myself. That's what I do. Let's see. Because you never can trust your own tech, I guess. Because you never can trust your own. That sounds like everything is working, so that's fine. And now we are going to check out, let's see, the section that I'm going to create. Hello, little brother. How are you doing this today? I hope you're doing fine. So here's the thing that we're going to build. Like I showed you last week, it is a section that has a nice loop in there, and this has a card in there, and when you hover, all the other ones are blurred, and this one will lift off. We can see a little bit of a shadow, and this one is not aligned with the content fully, and those can be very tricky and challenging to do. So that's why I think this is a very good thing to build. I'm good. How about you? I'm doing fine as well. Let's see. And like I said last time, I wanted to try out zip-wp to just create something with what's called the blueprints. And it's over here, so we can just create one. But let's start out with a blank site. If it works, it looks like something is up. Come on, just let me start already. Custom site. I don't want a custom site. Ooh, something goes wrong. Right, we're going to switch to this one. And now you can see my face, so you can't see my credentials. Hello, Jimmy. How are you doing this fine evening? Ah, that's always nice when you try out a new tool that something goes wrong. Luckily, we can try to clear the caching. Usually that helps. If you ever are in a pickle that you can't log in or whatsoever, then that could be something that could help out. I'm curious, what is your most annoying thing that happened when you try to log in? For me, it is that the website was redirecting to itself, and then I couldn't log in. No matter how much I tried. Let's see if we can. We should be able to continue, right? Your account has been disabled, right? There we go. Looks like we're in, and looks like it's working. And there we have Jimmy in the house, as always. I love that your guys are here. Let's see. Gutenberg try out. Let's go and create a website. Look at that. That was very quick. It's already spun up a test website for us. So let's see what happens. There we go. We're already there. I have to change my camera a bit. I guess someone has did a bit of a changing. How's Xmas preparations going? The Christmas preparations. Well, they are going. Since we in the Netherlands have something called Santa Claus. Let's see, Santa Claus. And it's something similar to the Santa Claus. Perhaps they know each other, they are siblings or something like that. It's a Dutch tradition where this guy is going around with buying presents for children. I know Santa Claus, yeah, I know, but not everybody does. And because of Santa Claus, we already have prepared, for our kids at least, have prepared things for Christmas. And beyond that, we need to see what happens during Christmas. I think it will be a very chill Christmas this year. You're not big on holidays. Met the peaches. Yep, that's true. So we're already prepared for Christmas, and that's okay. I see that my little brother isn't big on the holidays, so I can get that as well. And you, Jimmy, what are your plans for the holiday? And in the meanwhile, I will create a testing page that we can try out. So here is section. Publish. Let's hit publish. And then it is created at least. If you want to follow along, I can share a link in the chat so you can see that everything is working and how it works. And there you go. So here we have our page, and I want to start out with adding a container. Columns it's called, right? Oh no, it's a row. Stack. It's called a stack. Of course it's called a stack. Why would you call it something different? We want it to be full width, and there we go. Before I forget, it's good to set up the general settings, right? I immediately wanted to jump in, but one thing at a time. Let's see. It doesn't matter either way, actually, right? We can set this up and then do the things later. So what we want in here is our heading. So we will select our heading and paste it in here. I see that we need to add a group in there or a stack, because it doesn't look like it is doing great for us. Or should this be a stack? I guess it should be in here. So something like that. And then put the stack there. Oh, this needs to be a group, of course, so that we can set our contents to be inside of the stack and then aligned in the middle of the content. And here you can change the content width. It uses the default size, so I think I won't be bothering a lot with that. We can set it to wide. Perhaps that's better for our text at least. And then we can change our spacing that we can do in this kind of a contrast button. If you're just as old as me, you know that this usually was contrast. You had darker and lighter, but this time around it is tile, so it is changing. Oh, Christmas is here at home with my boyfriend and family-in-law. We do it on the 24th and in the evening, like I used to do in France. And then the other 2 days, the boyfriend will be working, so not much. I mean, that sounds like fun. Jimmy, old? Yes, then you're old if you know that. If this is if this looks like contrast. Also lurking here too, watching over the chat. Thank you, little brother. That's why I said learn and lurk, right? You don't have to participate. You can also learn by just watching. I'm watching you. Da 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 dum. So let's add some padding to the bottom and top, that we have some spacing here. And this one needs to be a heading. And I guess this is fine for now, that we at least have something set up. And what we can create the image. I wonder how we would do the alignment to the right. Can we set some kind of, we can add a background image. Open media library and select files. This is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for this one. Control this one. Seems like a nice guy. Select, ooh, that's way too big. Can we change how this works? Background image, reset, padding. I want to change the alignment of that one, of him being there. I can't seem to find the adjustment needed for it. Could it just be me? Let's have a look. We have position, but I guess that's the positioning of the, yep. That's not what we want. And we can add HTML and CSS. So I guess, this one's also very important, that this is a section. because this is our hero section. Pixel art. I see no gray hairs here. Yeah, you don't need to have gray hairs to be old. I'm 38, so I'm counting that as old. I'm watching you. Lol. Let's see. So I guess we can't change the settings to cover and this. Oh, here we go. We can even set a focal point. Look at that. We can set it to contain, and then 100% to the right, and 50%. Yeah, that sounds about right. Look at that. It's aligned to the right, whilst our content is not that big. You see? Oh, that's awesome. That's actually pretty neat. Look at that. And exactly how we designed it. It's not the most beautiful one, but it's working. All right. So we have this one in, we have this one in as well on the right hand side. I guess we can see how we can add the arrow. I would do something like this, and then I would love to add a after for a span, but can we make it a span? We can highlight it. What does highlight do? Now we can give it a color. Oh, look at that. That is perfect. If Annemiek was here, she would be furious because this is not accessibility proof, of course. Let's see if we can change that. Inline code, subscript, language, keyboard inputs, inline image. Hey, that's fun. We can, that will be something lovely to look at later. Let's see if we can change the highlight. Oh, we can set a background. You can set the background and the foreground. Look at that, and then we can change. All right, but it doesn't look like we can do something with a specific image as an after element, because usually that sort of things, the arrow needs to match, haha, pun intended, to the place of the word. And if for example, this one has that effect, the after or before effect, then the arrow should be on this word and not this one. So I want to attach the arrow to a word and not to a absolute positioning. Because if you have a different language, you want to change up where the arrow is. And if you need to change that for every language, that's not very effective, actually. So you can rather do that by word. Old is so relative. Yeah, for sure. My little girl of 5 years old thinks that she's very old. It's so cute. Dad, I'm already 5 years old, so I'm very old. No, you're not. You're the cutest. Let's see. Highlight. Maybe we can do something with highlight, right? We can make it orange. Or maybe this one. And see what it does at in the front end. What kind of HTML will add? I will add a mark with this style. And that's something that we can do something with. It would be lovely if we can select it and add a class. Arrow down. Let's see if that works. I guess it will be set for everything and not just this section. Let's see. Advanced arrow down. Yeah, that should be it. Let's see what happens. We need to dive into the HTML. Nah, it doesn't work. So maybe we can use a specific background color that we can reuse. Then we can remove the background color itself. But use the style as an option to check if we can use this one. Let's see what we can figure out later. For now, let's continue on building. Because the after element we can't add, or before element, I think this would be an after. And now we can create a card. So let's start out. There are multiple ways of doing this actually. We can do it in a group card and then set a background for it. I think that would be actually a pretty good idea. So let's select files and upload it. This is the example that we have, so we can select it and put it in here. I didn't receive any pictures of our mother, to be fair, so now I'm very curious to how those pictures look. Let's see. We add a heading, job opportunity 1. We want them to be a group, because if you break down the card, we have a title, we have a group of place and company. Usually the place is where the job opportunity is, and that usually it's the same as the company name. And then we have a little description, introduction, and then the salary and the amount of hours. I see that the alignment isn't great, and also the concentric radius is not the best, but we can fix that in the development. By the way, I designed it some time ago, so I will show them. That's awesome, thank you. Not during the live stream, please. Then we can add the place and company name. And for this group, we want actually the gap to be less. Maybe if we change it to stack, that we can remove the gap somewhat. Block spacing, yeah, there we go. Block spacing none, so then there's only a margin for the paragraph. By default, the paragraph gets a little bit of margin, and I think I'm fine with that. So we have a happy little company stack in here. Then for the next section, we want to add in our paragraph. What was the quick option already to add? Ctrl-Alt-Y. There we go. So then we have a little description. Ctrl-Alt-Y. Then we have the salary and the hours that you have to make in a day. I think this needs to be together and side by side. So what we can do right here is add a row. So we add a row. And then in here we have a paragraph, the first one with salary. So we just type in some dummy data. I will do dollars in this case. Know that in Dutchland, or the Netherlands for the others, these are prices per month and not prices per year. Know that when I see when I see a what's it called, a job opportunity or a vacancy in America, you usually see the prices in years, and I startled myself that the prices were so high. I thought those were monthly, but they weren't. Hey Jonathan, thank you for saying hi. Lovely to see you are back on YouTube again. How are you doing, my friend? Let's add something right here for the... we can use something like badge, I guess. That we have the same classes for the badges. Badge. Save. And for here, for the background in a group, can we add an effect in there? We do have dimensions. We have border radius, shadow. I guess the last time we did this in a cover block. So let's see if we put it in. Ooh, this looks ugly. Let's see. We can move everything. Before we do that, let's just see if we add media and do something like this. We can see that it's already transparent. We can remove the overlay. So overlay could be gone. And here we can set the positioning. If I remember correctly, you could also set what's called the background to have an effect, right? Or am I not right? What we can do is set an overlay to gradient. And then we can set something like this. That looks great. And instead of just the red color, we can do something like this. And this needs to be transparent. Let's do it all the other way around. That one transparent. And this one to something like red. And perhaps we want this to be lower, something like that. And then for the group, we need to remove the background. And look at that, we're already partially done. That's nice. Then we want to set the alignment of all the items to the bottom. Ah, this is way easier working. And now can we set an effect? I would love this, although this is very pixely. Would be lovely if we can set it to be blurry as well. Pixelated. We have the appearance, decoration, letter type. We have some kind of shadow that we can set. We will do that later, or perhaps now. Let's see. I'm curious. Oh, look at that. A tiny little shadow, but I can't set. That's annoying. I can't set the color, or how it looks and feels. So we can do something like this, but I don't see anything changing, and we can't add multiple, so that's a bit sad. Thank you for joining, Jimmy. Don't worry. Thank you. I will enjoy my stream. Good. Not done much. Will some point slow myself into it. It's fine, Jonathan. Take your time. Don't worry about it. Don't hurry about it. Let's see. 60 pixels. It's the border. I want the radius to be something like that. We can set it to pixels. Then it has a border radius that's fixed actually, and then I love to use the 8 pixel grid. I just want to thank you for joining, and have a lovely day, Jonathan. It's lovely to see your name up here in the stream. Enjoy your evenings, mornings, afternoons. I don't know what it is in at your place, to be fair. So let's see, we have something like this done, and that looks awesome. We have also the group, and there's some kind of spacing going on there, so that also looks nice. And then this needs to be put in columns, I guess. Column, cover, then we can duplicate. That doesn't look beautiful, but if we set this to be wider, you look at that, that pretty much looks like this. So the design is getting there already. Now we need to move this a little bit upwards, and we can do that by a negative margin. So if we go in here, we can set a negative margin. This can be related to the fonts. Let's type -2. Something like this, -8. That moves upwards a little bit. And that looks awesome, actually. Not really awesome, but it looks like something. And perhaps this should be a bit tinier. So we have XXL, this is for H1, this is for H2, and this should be for H3. So we can select them all and put them a bit tinier. And now comes the fun thing, because we want this to... I would like to style the paragraph with a background, but also a padding. Let's see, do we have a padding? We have font, appearance. Those are all fun things. Radius, border, dimensions. Ah, there we have padding. Let's see if we add a tiny bit of padding and then add a light gray background. It looks like that is working. I don't like the padding though. So maybe we can write something down, how much padding it should be. Still too much. 0.2 and 0.4. Yeah, that looks way better. Only it's not readable, so it needs to be darker. That looks better. And if we can add a border radius, there we go. Something like 4 pixels. Look at that. That was just easy. And can we now just copy this and then copy and then paste styles in some form or way? Paste styles. Ah, we need to copy the styles first. So copy styles. Yeah, allow, you can do that. And then we can paste styles in here and paste styles in here. Look at that. Of course, we want this to be in a grid. So it's not the most optimal thing to do. And I'm also curious how the front end will look. Well, it looks pretty good actually. Just almost the same as the design. So we can use it manually. But that's not the real challenge, of course. The real challenge is getting it to work in a loop. Now that we have our styling a little bit in there, I want to first set up our color palette that is using our color palette that we want set up. Luckily, it's very, very simple. So we can do something like this, right? Remove it all. Let's see. Section. And make it a bit tinier. There we go. Custom. Nope. Then we add a text in there. That makes it easier for us to copy and paste the colors. Let's go in here. The section. Let's go to fill and see our library. Nope. I think this is the fastest way to do it like this. And then we can select this one, paste it in right there. And I guess this shadow somewhere also needs to have a particular color. Let's see. Career linear. Ah, damn it. My screen has trouble with the different screen sizing. Oh darn. We can also copy and paste this one. So let's copy and paste it right here. And then select the section, paste it right there. Now we have our 3 little colors. And then in here, I also want to select something. I call a message. Let me check that real quick. It's fine. Something like that. And I will also want to copy and paste this. It is from this value to transparent. So we can just copy and paste this in right there. And now we have it ready for the next time that we need to set it up. So that's nice. I also want to set up the white color. It's just white, I guess, right? Yeah, white. So we can set it to white and this one to white as well. That means that we need to change this color to be visible, which is actually not that great. Great. Let's do something like this, and then we know that the lightest version is like that. And here we have our color palette. So let's go back in here, go to appearance and then editor. Then we have something like styles and then colors, edit color palette. And I want to change the colors to the colors that we have. Let's see, we have, what I usually do is put them side by side. By the way, this is the thumbnail. I've changed my previous live stream too. Because that's more that we discussed than the other thing. Let's see. So, theme. I don't know what the advantage is of using one over the other. Accent. Those are the base. Accent. This is so something that I can't do anything with. So I guess this is an accent. And this is an accent as well. And this is another accent. And this is the last accent. Review changes, and we hit save, then it's done. Now we can go back to our design. Can also go here. We see that the color has changed. So now we can edit the page. And we need to make this color to be white. And the background of the section needs to have this color. That looks better. And then for this one, the highlight, we need the background to have this color so that matches. And this needs to be white. Look at that. Now, I didn't think through that we can set up a way of making this a different kind of mark. That's what we can do right now. Let's see, let's go to styles, colors, and let's edit the palette. That sounds funny, by the way. Marked. What kind of color could we use for that one? Let's do something like this, and then it's done. I also love to change the typography, so let's do that also. And if we're busy, we can change the color of the links and the buttons. The button was right, it needs to be orange. The text needs to be white. The button needs to be orange. That is about right. The link needs to be orange so that every click target is actually orange. And I also want the typography to change. Let's see that we have, here we have the buttons, because I want to use enter for most of the things. I think this is correct. For the headings, yeah, that one I want to change. I want all of them to use enter. That looks better. Review one change. Yep, let's do that. And if we go back in here, let's save real quick, hit refresh. And now we have our own font that we want to use. So that's nice. We can make it bold. For match, we can use the highlight for the background to be this green. And we'll fix that in a short bit, so don't worry about it. Then we go in here. I want to change the overlay. This color image needs to be different. But I don't see the color that we set up. Do we need to change that as well manually? So let's get back to the colors. Add a palette. Here we can add our custom gradients. Would be nice that it would use the gradients that we already set, because we already have a color palette that we can use. It's this one. So we can select it. Neutral. Like, which one should we change, right? And then the other one should be transparent. And this one is reddish. So we can use the reddish as well. And this one needs to be transparent. Then the greenish will be changed to this one. And I guess that's it for now. And this one needs to be... Ooh. Did I set this to be... Yep. This side needs to be transparent. And it needs to be all the other way around. So we can set the angle to 0 so that the below it is darker and top is transparent. Let's preview and save changes. Now if we go back in here, I'm curious if it works. So we can select this one, go to our styles, go to our overlay, and then select this one. Ah, look at that, much better. Ooh. And what I'm doing is a little bit the old way of doing things, because what we actually want to do is make a pattern of this that we can reuse it. So this will be the vacancy card. Or maybe we can put first card and then vacancy. That we have a naming convention, right? What type of it is it, and for what data can it be used? So this can be cards. And it's synced, yep. And then we can edit original, and what we can do right now is enable overrides. I want the title to be changed, so this would be the title of the card. I want this to be able to be overwritten as well, so this will be the place. Then we have the company name. Company name. Then we have a short description. Short description, and this one would be salary. I love how easy this is actually. And this is the hours enable. And if we hit save and save again, and we go back, we can see that this is our card. And if we open it up, we can see that there are things that we can select. If we select it, we can make changes to this specific card. Now, what's really funny about this is that we can remove the other ones. So let's do that real quick. And if we duplicate this card vacancy, oops, you see that there are multiple columns right now using the same card. What's the advantage, you may ask? Well, we can rename everything. New opportunity. But I don't like that here the text is not very readable, as you can see. So I want to change that. So we can edit the original, go in here, tag it, make it bold, hit save. And if we go back right now, we see that all of them are bold. I see that this one isn't bold. Ah, we can change it like that. But if we change this one, other opportunity, you see that it is bold by default. It's amazing what we already can do with just the Gutenberg editor, actually. I'm a bit surprised how easy this is to build. You do need to understand a few things, but look at this. This is pretty much as we designed. So the design is pretty okay. Now, there are things that I already knew, but because I tested it out. For instance, that we can use the cover block for images with for images in the background. So for this case, but without using any plugins, we can just build out this section right here. and this is partially scalable. It's not fully scalable yet because we are not looping through items, and that's something that you also want to do, right? If you want to build out this this kind of section, you need to be able to to loop through it. So it will be a vacancy custom post type where you have all your vacancies, that if you change the name in one place or add one in one place, they can see it everywhere where the vacancies are used. If you don't do that, you will see you need to adjust it on this page, but also on the vacancy page. And that's just something you don't want to do, as you can see. So with something like this, we have something set up. Now we can do the changes for the match with using the after element. But what I'd rather do is create the loops for this one, and that everything is in there. And I hope we could do it with the components that are used right here. So let's get back, go to plugins, and we're going to install my most favorite plugin to this custom kind of thing that is free to use. So it's the only tool that we are going to install right now. It's called Advanced Custom Fields. Advanced Custom Fields allows you to create a custom post type. Now, what is a custom post type? A custom post type is something similar like pages or posts, and allows you to create a new structure, just like in vacancies. You can do that in posts as well, but what you get is one hot mess of different kind of things in there. Usually posts, I will use that for blogs or news items, but I won't use that for services or, in this case, vacancies, but also something else like offers you have or any other landing pages. You want to differentiate that, and that's why we use custom post types, that we have an easy way to handle those things. Now let's get back. We go into ACF. And we create a new post type. I've used pods in the past as well, but as we can just use ACF, and there are many tutorials and there's a big help community around ACF, why not just use it? So in here we can say vacancies. Vacancies. Ooh, I want to show this. This is very awesome. I'm running comment at the moment, so what we can do is ask comment to add a vacancy custom post type using ACF. So please add a custom post type using ACF for vacancies. So would love to have a taxonomy of company name and place added to the vacancy. Now I am asking this to the browser, and what it will do at a certain point, it will figure out what my question is, and it will do the stuff for me. I don't have to do anything, then just sit here and wait for it to be done. It's really funny to do. So I'm asking it to create a custom post type called vacancies using the ACF plugin. Now, that's not the only thing that I want, because in our card, as we see right here, we have added a place and a company name. And that's the next thing that we also want to add as a taxonomy to the post type, so that we can filter on all the posts, all the vacancies from a certain company. I see that it's stuck right now. Usually what helps is open a new chat, press enter, and now it asks me, do you want this browser to assist you? And you can say allow once or always allow. And now you see a blue kind of gradient happening on my screen and will start assisting me. Here it creates a tasks list of the things that it needs to do. And it says to me, I can see that there's some kind of ACF. Let me create the vacancy custom post type. And now it's doing everything step by step, adding the vacancies as well. Let's see if we can pause this for a moment. Zoom in. And I say continue. Continue. As you can see, we can pause it and say continue, and then it knows, all right, I take a screenshot at the point that I am right now. And this is the next thing that we need to do. So it's doing that right now. It's adding the vacancy. Good. Now let's do the next kind of thing. And scrolling on the page to see if everything is working as expected, it sees that in the post type key, there was movie instead of vacancy. So it will do the job for me. And it saved the custom post type. So it has now added the vacancy. So we can now say, all right, continue with this. Please continue with adding. And the taxonomy of company name and vacancy. I also would love fields in the fields group for a minimum and maximum salary and the hourly contract 32 or 40, something like that. Now we press enter and it will do the things for us. This was amazing. I tried out Perplexity a few times with using this kind of thing. They had some kind of PayPal thing where you could be, look at that, post type, vacancy, it's already added. So now it will add the taxonomy as well. But you can, what's it called? And you can try out the comment for free, and I must say I've been using it a lot. Now, not for this, but because this I can do pretty much 2 or 3 times faster than the browser does it, but it gives you an idea of what it can do. I've used it once for creating a dummy post, which was awesome. And I also love to use Perplexity if I need some kind of code snippets. I can ask it, all right, I need a code snippet to do this and this. I want to get this custom post type on, and this needs to be the output. And it will just do that for me. It will create this the code snippet that I need, and then I need to verify that it works, but also adjust it a little bit because sometimes the code output is not the best. And look at this, we are just talking and we're seeing that, that the AI is doing our stuff. And it's moving just as fast as a junior is, so yeah, it's great. Or a boomer, that could also be the thing. Now we'll be adding my fields. I asked to add a field for the maximum and minimum base field, but I need to create. Now I'll create. I just love how this works. This is so different that we usually see. This is like vibe creating, not vibe coding. Hello, visual grids. How are you doing today? We're doing good because we're on our way on creating custom fields. I know for sure that we could do this way much faster if we do it ourselves, but it's just fun to make AI do it. You have disco lights. Yes, I have. This is the AI, as I said, doing the things for us, and it's just awesome, awesome that we can do this kind of thing right now. Imagine how this will work in a couple of years if you are, for instance, 2 or 3 years. It will be way faster to do this. It doesn't need to have a screenshot, or maybe it will have a full page screen load and then see everything in real time. Now it's screenshots in between and that sort of thing. And typing is very slow. It tries to have a text every time when it does something. So yeah, that will be very slow as well. But loving it. It's very fun to see it do my work. It's doing my bidding, my master. I'm wondering, have you guys used AI to build something or do something for you? It's always funny to see and to get to know what your workflows are. So for me, I'm using it for code snippets, but also in Cursor. We have some classic themes, and the classic themes I will try to try to fix a bug, because it was in PHP, written in PHP 7, something like that, and need to be upgraded to 8.3 if I remember correctly. So I asked the AI, all right, go through all the files and see what can be what needs to be changed to make this work. And I looked up and did the changes. So it was very awesome. Also tried out the Figma MCP that allows you to create code based on the Figma file, and it created a very good output for HTML and CSS, but not so good for the Elementor JSON. So we need to figure out how we could change that one up. I'm very curious. That's how the RAM price went up. This guy, yeah, for sure. A buddy of mine at work wanted to build a new computer and couldn't afford what was it? 64 gigabits of RAM, or even higher, 128. So he needed to go to 32 or something like that, which I think is good enough for most of the things. But yeah. Do you use subscription AI or free tier? Well, there was a PayPal kind of discount. They can use it for free. And look at that. It has done our things. We can look it up. And then you can use Perplexity for free for a year. You already subscribed. So I can put it in the chat and you can try out Perplexity yourself. You get 12 months for free if you have a PayPal account. You obviously need to connect it and subscribe to the subscription, but you can end at 12 months. Yeah, you're welcome. You can give it a go yourself as well. It's always nice. And look at that. It has created our vacancies for us. That's nice. That we can just talk and it will do our bidding. All right. But now the next thing is that we need to add the job opportunity information, right? Job opportunity for the description. We can go in here, single post, company. We can add a company, Lex and Company. And the places will be Brainport, because that's where I lived. In the Brainport area. Let's see. And we have meta boxes. We have the salary right here. Yep. So 3,200 for 1,000. Any contract hours. Look at that. We can pick 32 or 40. We can keep it as that. But I'm missing our description, because this will be the full page information, like what we do and how we do it, that sort of things. But in here, I also want to add a small description. So that's what we can ask AI right now, right? I am missing the short description on the vacancy page. If I remember correctly, it's called an excerpt. Could you enable it? Because I know that ATF does allow you to have that, but you need to enable it. And if it, let's stop. Hit save first and say continue. Because when it's not enabled, it will not allow you to do these kind of things. Not allow you to do the excerpt or add the description in here. Right. It didn't do what I wanted to do. So let's try again. The 3 dots. You won't find it there, buddy. It's not in here. Oh, it already helps out with debugging. Preferences, document settings, and publishing. Where the excerpt? It's not there. Let me read something. I can see references, panel, document. This feels like doing the very slow customer support. Is now doing all kind of things. Let me close the model as well. Let's get back to... No, it's not there either, buddy. You need to go and press the WordPress icon in left hand side. And we need to go back to the to ACF. Good, actions. I think you need to refresh the page. Now it doesn't see, it knows where the places are where you can enable and disable it. The only problem is the AI didn't enable it in the ACF. So that's actually what we need to do. And I guess it's stuck in a loop because it can't figure out why it's not in the different panels that we have right here. And I don't know if it knows that we need to press the WordPress icon right here. Yeah, it's definitely stuck in a loop. So let's make it simple for him. Go back in here. Go back to ACF. Then post types. We have vacancies. We need to go to advanced, and here we can enable excerpt. You also can enable the other things like revisions. That's always nice to have if you make a mistake, that you have an easy way to go back if your WordPress website is still running. So I usually enable that one. And author is also good to see and know who added it. So let's save that one. And that looks good enough. So we go back to our vacancies, go back in there to edit, and now we can add in our excerpt. So this is a nice vacancy. Well, we can run with this kind of demo data, but I don't really like it. So let's ask Perplexity to do that for us. Please add a fake vacancy to this post. And now it will do our bidding again. It will add the vacancy post. Let's also see that if are things okay. Yep, those are just the other messages that are not as. Look at that. It just added. This is awesome. Good. From title, we'll change the title. We're looking for a talented senior WordPress developer to join our growing developer team at Lex in Comp in Brainport. So it has all the information. That's awesome. I will excerpt and add it. I mean, the perfect demo data. You can add it right in here and everybody can just do it without having to think too much about it. I'm curious what I came up with. Updated. Yep, it's saved. Perfect. It says revisions too, so then no, it is saved. And now it says, all right, I've added it, and this is the information that I've added. based on the information it has. So I'm curious what it wrote down. We are looking for a talented senior WordPress developer to join our growing development team at LexinComp in Brainport. About the role. As a senior WordPress developer, you'll be responsible for designing, developing, and maintaining high-quality WordPress websites. And of course, applications. You will work closely with our design and marketing teams to create exceptional digital experiences for our clients. The key responsibilities: develop custom WordPress themes and plugins, optimize website performance and security, implement responsive designs using modern CSS frameworks, collaborate with cross-functional teams on project requirements, mentor junior developers on conduct code reviews, stay up to date with the latest WordPress and web development trends, have at least 5 years of experience with WordPress development, knowledge, and so on and so on. This is actually pretty good what we offer. It's a shame that this isn't the list. Luckily, we can change that, right? What we offer. Beep. There we go. Come on, buddy. Oh. It's so good. It's great at doing this. Makes lazy people very lazy. Luckily, I'm not lazy, but if you're lazy, you're getting very lazy with these kind of things. And it's up to us to see that something is using these kind of things, right? For 32 hours per week, that's a good salary. Really? For a senior developer? It's a bit low on for Dutch standards. Usually you have more upwards to 4.5 K a year, even 4.8, almost 5K a year, a month. I mean, so it's not. So if you think, yeah. That definitely is true. For Dutch standards, it's not very high. Teachers earn about 3K a month here. Oh, that's a senior position. Yeah, that's a senior position. Senior WordPress developer. And usually this kind of pricing is very low for a senior position. Especially with 5 years of experience. But let's get back to our page. So that we can adjust it to use our loop. And if you want to see me add the loop, then you could join me next week, because this week we are already in about an hour, so I'm done streaming for today. I really loved just working in Gutenberg, and it was surprising what we could do in that time. And next week we'll continue on building the rest, adding the loop, adding the Dutch, the last touch-ups, and the menu as well. So I'm curious. I really want to do that as well. It could also be that there will be next year, because I love to do the end of the year review next week. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do an end of the year review. So let's see how things went this year and what I'm aiming for next year. That would be awesome. And would also love to know about your goals for next year. So if you want to share that, join me next week. That would be awesome. And perhaps we will continue with building this one out. So thank you, Visual Grid, Tanalio, Jimmy, and little brother for joining, and Jonathan. Very nice to see you as well. Keep it going. Now I'm done for today. It's already been an hour. I would love to continue another time. And with that said, hey, Eitan. I see. No, I'm done for today, buddy. But let's get in touch tomorrow. And yeah. Have a nice evening. Take care now. Now I have to find where I put my OBS. OBS, come to me. No, I don't want to launch you. Where are you? Ah, there you are. Want to see Inception? Want to see Inception? Want to see Inception? Have a nice evening.